Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Greater Germanisches Reich. So, in the last episode we have managed to restart our economy, even if slightly. Baby steps, baby steps. We've also unfortunately withdrawn from the conflict in the south, but at a point where I think it is fairly certain that our colonies are going to win that. We got involved in the war in the east, basically working on reintegration or integration, because this was not originally our partner in the east, but Vereinigte Ostlandliga is now part of our sphere of influence, and after we defeat the Reichskommissariat Ostland and SS, what is it called, SS Oberabschnitt Ostland, we are going to keep these guys united. I wonder, actually, some of you are veterans of the series, so I wonder, in case we played, for example, as Göring or someone else, would we work with Reichskommissariat Ostland? Would they be the chosen faction? Because I'm kind of surprised that we chose someone who is an oligarchy, basically, instead of an actual Reichskommissariat, which makes me a bit worried about the state of Ukraine and Caucasian, because these guys should be, those are esoteric Nazism, Jesus, okay, but you know, they are factually our ex-colonies, so you know what I mean. What's gonna happen with them? Like, are we gonna attack them even though they are ex-Reich? It's a bit weird. We also, and that's an important part, lost the first round in the Italo-German Great Game, and right now we are working on bribing the locals so that we get either 9 or 10 points in the second round. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work, whether or not the lady Luck is going to favor us this time, or if she's just gonna, you know, hate us as she does usually. But we'll see. We'll see. So you guys are actually taking the rest of this territory, and then we're gonna move you north to attack the SS territory. So go there. It's gonna take how much? How much? I guess not much. Frey inaugurated in Chile. It seems compassion has come to the Andes, as Eduardo Frei Montalva is inaugurated to the Chilean presidency. Leader of the progressive faction of the conservatives and vocal supporter of Christian democracy, Frey easily defeated the opposing leftist FRAP after uniting the right and center on a unified ticket. Frey's plans may not align with the leftists, but he is very much a reformer. His detailed outlines call for changes to every sector of government, from a reinvigorated agrarian reform to a massive expansion to social services, all in hopes of uplifting the lives of Chile's poor. Whether Frey can get his reforms through Congress, a new day is dawning above Santiago. Today is a clear blue sky. Okay, so take that last piece, please. Oh, come on. This is really, literally taking forever. Speed it up. Okay, got it. Got it. Now this territory has fallen to our ally, and I can put you on the border here and put you on an attack pattern like this and send you out there. So we can do it, because this one really doesn't require much of anything from us. Actually, let's start building a bit more of a bridge here, though we are winning this really. So what kind of, to all who fought? Okay, so we've already rewarded workers. It's kind of ironic that we focused first on the workers, but I think that really goes, you know, well in line with Spia's reformist policies. Dockyards, awesome, but I wanted to check if the research facilities trend is still dropping, but with the new investment that we've done, it should start increasing. I don't know when it refreshes, but I'm really happy that even though our economy is tanking, we are actually tanking the debt. I think that might actually increase because we are reinstating the Einheitspact and gaining new territories. So that could be one way how to speak about that. Okay, we got only one more dockyard, so let's put it on the cruiser again. What are you talking about? No, we don't have any. This interface, man. This interface. Sometimes, I don't know. State of the Reich. Okay, we're starting to turn more conservative. I really need to increase the outlook progress, though. That's something that we hit hard with some of the policies that we introduced. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get some more options down the line. Stability of the regime is 79.8%. So let's hold a speech. Dealing with Ukraine. Poland. Okay, so we'll need to deal with Poland first because before we can do any of that. Gotcha. So let's finish the Ostland situation here. No. Not like that. We are going to deal with this in a way it was meant to be done. Sure, what the hell are you guys doing? I'll need to start taking control of this area. Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic declared war on the Republic of Pavlodar. Yeah, we really see the blobs. I wonder when they're gonna start attacking each other. It's gonna be a bit important. That is going to be important for our situation. Okay, and you know what? Screw this. We are going to start controlling the manual because this is ridiculous. I'm gonna take Felin. Okay. Okay, I've taken Felin. You can go there. Let's make sure we control this territory. And you guys will go. We'll go to Volmar and tank that together. To all who fought. Despite the cause of conservatism, militarism and the SS, tens of thousands of soldiers remained loyal to Speer. They saw the righteousness of his cause and the deplorable nature of the pretenders. These steadfast defenders of National Socialism found a ready ally in the citizens of Germany, who flocked to the standard in great number to stand for freedom, no matter their experience. None of our enemies in the Bürgerkrieg could call upon such a brave and reliable militia, demonstrating without a question that the hearts of all true Germans were with Speer, the rightful Führer of the Reich. We will not forget our soldiers, as the Weimar Republic did, neither the enlisted men nor the irregulars. In addition to special commendations and medals being produced for the militia forces, each and every one of our soldiers will be granted a special badge, forever setting them above their disloyal comrades. Furthermore, they will be granted an increased pension and first priority for promotions. Militia fighters, provided they registered formally, of course, will also be granted a basic pension to show our eternal gratitude, with higher rates for exemplary men and women. So extra stability, 5%, regime stability increases. We spend some money, but pensions policy effectiveness increases. Okay, so what next? Show their crowns. Okay, so we actually need to continue with this. Mistakes of the past, and then once we are ready to make the choice, we will be able to make the choice. Okay, can you explain to me what the hell you're doing? Help in this fight. Yet another dockyard. Okay. Well, I don't mind putting all of them on the cruiser. Oh, okay. I gotcha now. There was an issue with what we've done here. Okay. So these are... okay, so these are the units of all of the... of both of those armies. Okay, not just the one, but actually all of them. Okay. Why, oh why? I'm not at all interested in this. Okay, so we're gonna attack Volmar, take the capital. Okay, you two should be able to attack this. Is it an APC division? Ah, okay. So we managed to finish this war. Das Großgermanisches Reich der Deutschen Nation and their allies have defeated the Reichskommissariat Ostland. Okay, so all this territory was for naught, which means we probably lost those dockyards again. We did. Okay, never mind. Apparently we might have at least gotten some of it, but turns out we won't. So you guys move here. You guys move here. And let's just attack. Go, go, go. Did we already finish the the card play? We did, so we both have 9. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk that. We'll have to take a draw this turn. Offer economic assistance. Okay, the Hungarian. Please tell me they will not roll a 1. That would suck. I would really hate that. You no longer get the effects of the offensive strategy. Okay, whatever that means, I'm fine with that. Research. 13 days to military building construction. Diesel electric train improvement, advanced special forces. Yeah, we're doing good on research. Harold Wilson elected English Prime Minister. Harold Wilson, huh? Commonwealth of England. Or Revolutionary Front. The idea of socialism returning to England has long seemed preposterous, but sometimes reality has a way of defying the odds. Elections called after the old regime's defeat saw the Socialist Labour Party, led by Harold Wilson, taking the reins of power. Wilson has come to embody the compromise between moderate social democrats and militant socialists after a leading member of the Labour underground. He proved crucial in bringing leftist support to HMMLR and is still aided by the left resistance commander Bill Alexander. The Wilson cabinet promises sweeping reforms from the dissolution of the English monarchy to a comprehensive welfare state. But with the visible split within the party festering by the day, the first Labour Prime Minister is over 30 years... Wait, what? By the day, the first Labour Prime Minister in over 30 years. Does not have an easy road ahead of him. Okay, in 30 years. Well, it never is easy, is it? So it shouldn't be a big surprise. We can support this as well. You can join both of you in this fight. That should turn the odds. Mistakes of the past. It has been too long since true justice had a home in the Reich. For decades, all manner of criminal scum have held the nation's heart in a vice grip, squeezing the life out of Germany for their own benefit. Abuse of power, blackmail, corruption, debauchery, treason, and even murder have been rife within the bureaucracy, and the Wehrmacht and the NSDAP. The entire upper echelon of National Socialism is infested with criminality. It now falls to us to cleanse the Reich of this rot. The Führer has publicly condemned all such crime and corruption, proclaiming that anyone who perpetuates them or participates in them in the past will face, or participated in them in the past, will face the full power of the law. No enemy of the people will be beyond our reach, nor will any enemies of the Führer, for that matter. So that actually tanked our political power a bit, but increased the change of popularity of paternalism. We're basically moving away from the Nazi ideology to authoritarianism. Our administrative efficiency, societal development will begin to slowly improve. Okay. Show their crimes or deny our complicity. Let's start with deny our complicity. Okay, join in the fighting. We need to finish this. The Committee for the Liberation of the Peoples of Russia declared war on the West Russian Revolutionary Front. Well, okay then. And there we go. The Vereinigte Ostlandliga and their allies have defeated SS Oberabschnitt Ostland as the battle for the control of Ostland rages on. So we are done, right? Yep, we have regained control of the territory. So we get an event. Our stability is back to 83%, which is great. I think this ought to be enough, won't it? So what I'm just gonna do now is I'm gonna put you guys on the border of Poland. And you guys can border the Russian Republic. We'll keep you in the territory of the Ostlandliga, just to make sure that we have some kind of buffer in case anything happens. And you guys were supposed to rejoin this army and finish drilling. I know that we were still missing the helicopter, so what is the situation like now? Still missing 103 of them, but it should be done in 115 days. Okay, well, that actually is good. And we have a bit more experienced commanders here, so infantry commanders are going to be put back in place of the better units. So we can put auto hits here. And what about you? Otto Anstremer. Okay, Otto Anstremer will be reassigned here again. Trickster, Engineer, and Fortress Buster. Who are you? Who are you? Wait, I need to look like this. I'm level 2 infantry leader and infantry expert. Well, I mean, we can keep you there. And what about you? General Vessel Freitag. Okay, let's leave him there. Okay, so that dealt with the conflict in the east and gave us an option, actually. The State of the Reich. So anything we can do here? No. To deal with the Ukraine, we need to finish Norway and Poland. To deal with in the heart of Russia, yeah. Okay, so now we need to deal with either Norway or Poland or both, ideally. Which is gonna take some time. And it would definitely make a bit more sense to finish this first. Smart over swastika. I don't know how far we should get though. And honestly, for example, Poland itself would be, I think, the prime candidate for us to do something with immediately. Fortunately, I cannot declare war on them, so we really have to go through the tree. But yeah, focus on reconstruction of the Reich will need to be the first thing. Yep, and our debt to GDP increased, but that's because we lost some of the territory that we occupied before, so it's not an issue. So you move to your respective positions. Oh hey! South African war negotiations. Aha. Okay, so that thing. Ah, they went to 11. Haha, gotcha. Gotcha. So we have the second round, the South African war negotiations. Global conflict, this is completely fine. We have small protests, low level involvement. I think we might want to go with no, I don't think we need to do anything regarding that, to be quite honest. So, propose a ceasefire, schildwiening. propose a ceasefire shield winning. The war now developed to a point in which the forces of Africa should have achieved an undeniable superiority on the ground. It is time to go to the negotiations table and attempt to finally bring an end to this terrible conflict. My apology, had a phone call. So, now I'm back. Yeah, we were thinking about proposing a ceasefire shield leaning. One of the following must be true. Boer Republic, less than 75% surrender progress. Union of South Africa, more than 50% surrender progress. So, this means that we are going to win. Or do we? I think we can leave it. I don't know if there's going to be an event in case we win completely. We'll see. Deny our complicity. It is the decade NSDAP, a true nest of vipers, if ever there was one, that is responsible for Germany's moral failings. As our late Führer became more engaged with winning the war and then entered semi-retirement, some members of the party took the opportunity to enrich themselves and corrupt Germany at the expense of the people. Our great Reich would never have plummeted to such miserable depths if Speer, the sole bright light in the party hierarchy, had been able to purge it of its worst members decades ago. Every conflict, every corrupt official, every abuse of power and crime against humanity, every single one perpetrated by the NSDAP crime elements despite Speer's best efforts. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, what a propaganda piece. That will be our line. Do not query it. Do not query the Führer. Do not speak with insiders or trust what you hear in the underground. Do not investigate. After all, don't you trust your Führer? Gain base stability plus 2.5% and we get increased state press policy effectiveness. Now show their crimes. Show all of their crimes. Not a single one of them can be left behind. So let me just check how the conflict is going, because it seems like if we wanted to send any help, by the time they would arrive there it would be done. They still got 30 divisions, Jesus. Yeah, but their field and manpower is just ridiculously low. Considering whether or not we should send 2 of these divisions. I could send 2 of these and just oversee the push, but yeah, it's happening even without our involvement. Can I send you? Who? Can I send you volunteers? I could. 2 divisions. It would take 7 days. Well, I mean, it can't hurt, can it? So let's send Hamburg students, huh? And the Milts. Okay, let's send you. I'll give you. Who's going to lead you? Alexei von Nembusche. Okay. We'll oversee the fall of their territory. So wait. No. You. Send volunteers. 2 divisions. Okay. A new future for German culinary arts. It's hard to make out at first. Oh yeah, okay, we were approved to sending the volunteers. It is hard to make out at first as the screen cleared up, but within the monochrome kitchen was a traditional German woman. May I need to prepare food for my... Oh! Okay, let me try that again. I completely misread that. It's hard to make out at first as the screen cleared up, but within the monochrome kitchen was a traditional German woman. My! I need to prepare food for the family, she exclaimed. I must prepare the tools first, however. First things first, she began, reaching in for a knife. After doing so, the camera panned to showcase some fruit. I need to cut the fruit, she muttered, setting the knife down and beginning to dig into the food. After a few seconds, she let out an annoyed sigh and pulled the knife out. It's showing barely any progress. Darn it, well, I have to check on the plates and see if they're clean. Reaching down, she grabbed 2 plates in both hands and turned around to show them to the camera. Surprise and disgust mixed in her face as she looked at them. "Cracks," she said, groaning as she stared at the damaged plates. "And these were pretty fine just yesterday." What sounded like door opening was heard from the other side, and a deeper male voice interjected. "Honey!" he happily exclaimed, and she jolted a little, setting the plates down and walking over as the camera panned to her husband, who was carrying a large box. "I noticed the quality of our silverware and decided to take a look into the nearby store to see what they were selling, and oh, you cannot believe it." "Can I?" the wife asked, motioning for the box to settle down on the kitchen desk. "What makes this one stand out so much?" The husband chuckled and pointed towards a small label on the back. The camera zoomed in. It said, "Made with all German hands." She raised her eyebrows. "Wow, you mean to tell me that this was all made by German workers?" He nodded. "In a German factory?" He nodded again. "Paid a fair living wage by German employers?" One last time he nodded, and she smiled, turning towards the camera and crossing her arms. "That's it, then. I'm never buying goods made by forced hands again. Only free and happy ones." Nice. Okay. Oh, and we finished one of the... Yep, I forgot about that. So, let's get the social building construction instead. And we finished Show Their Crimes. Bormann, Göring, Heydrich, 3 men, each of whom claimed to the world that he was the sole rightful figure of the Greater Germanic Reich. Steeped in crime and bloodshed, these 3 men were responsible for the untold suffering over the past 30 years of National Socialist rule. How many times did they corrupt the will of our Führer for their own ends, or crush innocent Germans underfoot in pursuit of glory? The true Führer, Albert Speer, will be remembered for many things. Restoring justice to Germany will be first among them. Our foes, meanwhile, will go down in the history books as the greatest criminals in Germany's history. They were more dangerous than any external foe we have ever faced, and it is only right that every German child learns the full extent of their evil, that they might never slip from the path of true National Socialism. So we're gonna get even shoulder crap. I actually wondered what happened to Göring and Bormann, because Heydrich killed himself. Heydrich was killed by Himmler, but what is going to happen? Okay, and here we have 2 choices: end Aryan lineage studies or suspend the persecution. The fixation of Reich on racial purity has gotten completely out of hand. The Ahnenpass document issued to certify the Aryan heritage of individuals is widely disliked by Speer's supporters. The Führer himself would profess that their objections are based on the additional layer of red tape it adds to employment and education opportunities, but none can deny the increasingly loud moral objections to it as well, particularly within Speer's cabinet. Though a radical move that is likely to enrage the NSDAP and especially SS sympathizers, abolishing laws pertaining to the monitoring of racial hygiene is a bullet that we must bite for the sake of our future. It is time to move on from ideological obsessions and focus on what will produce a better world for all the citizens of the Reich. Okay, so this is the drastic step. Political power won by 50, fascism dropped by 2%. Reformist cause in the Reich significant benefits from this, but it costs us 5% regime stability. Regime stability will decrease by 5%, and public effectiveness of education will increase. Or suspend the persecution. The conservative. Okay. Well, we have to go with the radical one. Let's read the other one though, just so we know what the options were. Though extremely controversial to this day, the Nuremberg laws are a cornerstone of National Socialism at this point. Reeling them back so soon after assuming power could have disastrous consequences for the Führer's plan. At the same time, the majority of young Speerites are fervently opposed to their continued existence. The cabinet has also made clear their unrepentant loathing for German racialism, citing the moral and societal damage it has allegedly inflicted upon the Reich. Perhaps there is a compromise. Abolishing the Nuremberg laws might be out of the question, but issuing a Führer directive to temporarily suspend them would be unlikely to raise any eyebrows, except amongst the most hardcore conservatives. We might thereby alleviate the worries of the party bureaucracy. Reformist elements within the Reich are unlikely to be convinced by such a token move away from traditional Nazism, however. No, and the Aryan lineage studies. That's gonna hurt, but what can we do? I'm looking forward to my victory in the second round. I was hoping that it would work this way, but show their crimes. Though their followers have been killed, imprisoned or brought to heel, the legacies of Bormann, Göring and Heydrich remains. Knives in Germany's back. In time, as their supporters are converted or weeded out, these painful memories will fade, but perhaps that's not enough. All of these claimants to the Führership commanded immense respect and popularity among the populace. Exposing their dealings and crimes through state media and public testimony would be a wise move, but attempting to discredit all of them at once would arouse suspicion. Bormann's conservatism, ruthlessness and devotion to Nazism represented the total anathema of which Peer's supporters stand for. He spent much of the past 3 decades spreading his poison, infecting most of the NSDAP. Rooting out this rot from the party would go a long way towards decreasing internal resistance to reform. Bormann was always careful to operate within the bounds of the law, but still inspired fear and hatred in many of his subordinates. Now that he is gone, they might be willing to testify against this memory. So Bormann, yep, that would be a reformist boost, okay. Göring had always enjoyed wide popular support due to his status as a war hero, but the greater threat by far is his former support base in the Wehrmacht. Owing to our great victory in the Second World War, the Wehrmacht remains a defining part of German culture and society. Still, their militarism is a clear and present danger to the Reich, serving only to turn yet more nations against us. Thankfully, Göring has a long record of illicit financial activities that would ruin his reputation if they would be exposed. Okay, so significant, or conservative. Finally, there is Heydrich. The SS might be widely loathed, but Heydrich himself managed to retain positive image following the West Russian War due to Hitler's high opinion of him, his reputation for decisiveness, and his Spartan discipline. Obviously, admiration for him might quickly morph into admiration for Himmler, and we cannot afford to have Burgundian filth columnist active in Germany. Exposing him while his memories to the war are still fresh in our people's minds could destroy any pro-SS sentiment for good. Whom shall we bury in history? So again, Bormann, that war stability but gives us political power and gives us significant benefit to reform or reformist cause. This one is a bit weaker but gives only a little boost, and this one is for conservatives. So I think that we're gonna go against Bormann. Let us just check the effect directly. So we are at 13.88 and 1.42 per 14 days. So, oh hey, we're neutral now. Nice. Cool. So we are neutral. That is good. And we will definitely need the token political promises now. I think we're gonna go with Bormann, Hitler's shadow. And let's see what the effect is going to be. Okay, I don't see any effect here. But okay, well, that's fine either way. Anyway, I think that's enough for this episode. We have done well. In 2 days, our units will arrive back into the Reichskommissariat Südwest Africa, and we're going to eliminate the rest of the forces here, after which we're going to see if there is some kind of event, or if we will need to start the negotiations as they were here. But, you know, even if we don't, the elimination of the forces here, especially if there are American, will hurt them, so it is worth our time. So, thank you very much for joining me. This is the current extent of our economic sphere and alliance sphere, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys, take care.